everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 9th episode of the 2nd season of Honey and Clover. And last episode, I mean, there was some pretty upsetting stuff. Like, because of the episode before, we knew that something bad was going to happen to Hagu. And, you know, good news is she did not die from it, which was a big concern of mine, for sure. But the bad news is that she definitely did not get away unscathed. Like, the way they were talking, it seems like this could potentially be some, you know, like career-ending damage to her body. So if that's the case, there's really not too much reason to celebrate. Hagu especially, I think she had a line before we even found out any of that stuff about, you know, like that would be like the worst thing, you know, losing her ability to do that. So if that is the case, you know, there could be some serious depression with Hagu in the near future, which could be pretty soul crushing to watch. But yeah, we gotta move forward. That's what we're here to do. So let's just see how things go. 3, 2, 1, play. And the show's honestly almost over. Like, we don't have that much left, so. And then it melts. Maybe that's not syrup. Maybe it's supposed to be honey. It's hard to say. But we're on chapter 9. I see we're starting off on a happy note. The river only flows in one direction. It does sound nice. Are we... Yeah, I was about to say, are we in the mood for any of that, though? He knows you well. You are his brother. Well, we can start doing that now. So he does have something. Yeah, there's just gonna be no happiness in this episode. I get the feeling. That doesn't sound good. I don't want to see Hago in pain. I don't think it is. Yeah. Uh, there's a reason why I made sure to watch this show at the end of my recording session. Oh? Well, that's good news, right? Uh, uh, well, if you're in pain, it's definitely hard to sleep. Right. Man. That is some determination right there. I don't think I'd be strong enough to do that. In fact, I know I wouldn't be. For sure. I'm actually getting close to tearing up. She has to at least try. Oh yeah, she didn't have one, right? That was a thing. It definitely would be better to have one. I mean, you can visit her in the hospital room, that'd make me feel better. Yeah. Hope you at least visit her. Rehab is never fun. I agree. They are friends. I mean, a nice hug from Yamada would sure help my recovery. Well, I guess they're there. A lot of dialogue. Apparently they approve. It's weird seeing him have the dog. Well, thank you. The pain of the friend zone. Dog is happy over jumping around. Yeah, I mean, he's already down. He can only handle so much pain. And we're at the hospital. Agu, how are you holding up? Aw. It's cute. I like it. I kind of want one. I don't even care if it's pink. I want one. And she says she can't do anything for her. Oh yeah. Have you been playing with birds? Jeez, that poor coat. There's a lot of feathers. I wonder what you would usually assume if a girl just walked in with feathers all over her. What would you think she was doing? I would imagine she was playing with a bunch of chickens. Man, those feathers are gorgeous. The beautiful friendship is the best. We're only halfway done with the episode, guys. At least there was some happiness there, some positivity. What are we looking at? Grass, a sponge, sandpaper. Oh, like testing. Okay, testing tact. Okay, I get it now. I was a little bit confused. I get it. I get it now. So, did you feel that? Right. Wouldn't have to tell me twice. So are we going shopping for some flowers? Yeah, they certainly can be pricey. Why you buy fake flowers that never die? What are you doing? What was that voice? Well... Yeah? I mean, could you be more specific? Are we going to the beach? I mean, these flowers, I guess, would be much cheaper. Of course, you had to pay the money for the ticket to get on the train to get here, but other than that, yeah, it's much cheaper. It's got that personal touch too, so I think it's better. I kind of thought they were going to look for clovers, honestly. Don't cry on the flowers, Hagu. Didn't want to hear that. Yeah, let's not give up. Don't butt me. Yeah, when she rubbed the thing and she started crying, I did kind of assume that's what it meant, but... I guess they do have things to do. I just feel like being with Haku's more important. But he does have a point, technically. Guess it might have been. When it rains, it pours. That does look painful. Facts. Japan and their technology. I mean, if you want to rent a closet. Man, he's got a lot of worries on his shoulders here, doesn't he? Definitely remember that. I mean, this whole thing with him reminded me of that. But you were still able to get her flowers somehow. That's the important thing. I don't blame you. Hagu's pretty amazing. I'm doing like the massaging and stuff that was mentioned before. The two bruised hands touching. Like there's some kind of some symbolism to that. Maybe. Still looks so painful though. Like don't bite your hands, guys. It doesn't solve anything. Yeah, and I don't think anybody's really in a great mood recently. Like, the episode has 2 or 3 little, you know, comic relief kind of moments, but generally speaking, nobody's happy right now. Like, it's just watching everyone being depressed, struggling, trying to keep living their lives as best they can, try to make the right decisions for themselves and the people they care about, and wrestling with a lot of decisions and pretty much life, really. Because Takamoto, you know, he likes Hagu, so we got like a full monologue dedicated to how he's gonna deal with that. His life in relation to her. There's a lot to worry about, a lot to figure out. What is the right path at the end of the day? It's not always an easy thing to find out. And sometimes there isn't a right answer. You just gotta pick one. Hope for the best. Okay. Well, that was the 9th episode of Honey and Clover Season 2. And it was about as cheery as I expected it to be, roughly. So, okay, so it seemed like there's still hope. The way the last episode ended, it kind of made me think that it was basically a foregone conclusion that, you know, her hand was permanently damaged to the point where, like, you know, doing art, those minute, the movements that would be necessary to do a lot of the art would just not be possible for her. But this episode, it seems like there is hope. Like, no guarantees, of course, but there is hope. It's just depends on how the rehabilitation goes and how things develop. But the first step was making, like, there being feeling at all, right? So the nerves connecting and stuff. So, yeah, and that whole thing with Hagu and just, like, Hagu just laying there dealing with all the pain so she can, as quickly as and accurately as possible, know that that's a thing, and then they can get to work on trying to get everything dealt with. Like, just the sheer strength of her that demonstrates is just pretty crazy. Like, I certainly couldn't do that. It was painful to watch her do that, but, you know, it is for the best if her art stuff is the biggest priority to her. And it, you know, it is, so that was some good news there, but obviously, yeah, we're still not out of the woods yet. It could go either way, but we haven't given up. Everyone, you know, they're still trying to live their lives while at the same time, you know, trying to be there for Hagu. And we even had a nice little scene with Yamada showing up with all this cool stuff, you know, that was quite nice. It's probably the happiest moment of the episode. You know, not counting the couple of somewhat forced comic relief scenes, you know. That was a bit of a happy moment there. And we did get our flowers too. I mean, you couldn't like buy them because they're fairly expensive. But you can just go to a random field and pick them. It's better that way. Now, technically, if I wanted to, there's like flowers out there that I could pick, you know, with a very short walking distance away. I mean, it wouldn't be much, there's not much variety, but there are technically, you know, some flowers out there. I could do that. I wouldn't have to take a train or anything. But yeah, like I said, nobody's happy right now. We even had like the Kaoru Morita stuff, you know. Not much happiness on that front either. Like they did the thing, right? But like there's obviously a lot going on with that, you know, going against the father's wishes and not being able to look towards the light and all that stuff. So yeah, not exactly a lot of happiness on that front either, but you know, I don't think things are as bleak as Kaoru acted like they are. You know, he's talking about how he doesn't have anything and stuff like that. I think it's fine. I mean, if he starts to move forward now, you know, try to look towards that light, I think he can still go in a good direction. But he probably needs some time to figure those things out. So, and yeah, just seeing like the bite mark bruises all over the hands, both Hagu and Shu, just why don't do that, please, Hagu. Don't bite yourself. Like, just can we get like a pacifier or something, or anything, something else to bite on? Yeah, I think that's all I really got to say on the episode. Just hopefully things can work out. Like the Hagu, she's, you know, one of my favorite characters. I just don't want her dreams to be shattered completely because of a random accident that couldn't possibly be prevented. Like, that's the worst thing about this. Like, Hagu didn't do anything wrong, just freak accidents, glass shattered, landed all over her. Like, there was really nothing she could do to prevent that. It was so, and that's just kind of a horrible thought to think about, you know, the fact that even if you live your life as best as you can, not taking any stupid risks, something horrible can still happen and just ruin everything. The best example of that is probably a car crash, you know. You can get into a car crash even if you don't do anything wrong, just bad luck. So, and that is part of life, so I guess you could say it's good that they had that aspect in here, in this show, but I just kind of wish we did it to someone other than Hagu. So that was the episode. Just hopefully things work out. Hopefully. So thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.